42 minuts, passen de les 8, tema preescalfament, el que ja escalfen els nostres jugadors que acaben d'arribar a l'estadi. Benvinguts i benvingudes al prepartit del Barça-Sevilla d'aquesta jornada. Coneix, partidàs amb majúscules, festassa amb majúscules, Barça-Sevilla.
Barca starting 11, Antonio Miguel Mateolas, the referee for this evening's game. No stranger to La Liga Santander, and someone who...
The performance was pretty poor, but what is the most important aspect of a centre-forward's play is finishing off chances, and they were two outstanding goals that he scored. Won the game for Barcelona, so that...
Sergio Roberto playing the ball into the centre midfield. Messi just dropping back to take a touch. Here's Gerard Piqué, familiar sight in the long sleeves. They've set a successful spell at so many clubs. There's the ball headed on, picked up by Luis Suarez, and he attempted on the far side with Ocampos, but it comes clear with Arturo Vidal. The attempted turn by Messi. Todibo into Fidesz, Messi with the flick, and the race is on. It is kept in by Arturo Vidal. Good ball up on the attack on that far side. Good footwork and played across the face of goal there. Thumbs up in the centre from Luis Suarez for that ball in. Messi trying to get round the outside, plays it to Vidal. Sergio Roberto will take up the mantle on this near side. Vidal looking across the area. Luis now the opportunity for Barcelona to break forward. Played into the centre. Turn there. Messi just caught.
Playing more as a midfield player, but having to do a job again, once again in that game. Barcelona looking to try and take them on, try and score goals, try and be attack-minded. Just keeping it nice and open.
Messi with a pass into the centre. It was almost a glorious pass into the feet of Artur. And Amy with a close-up view of the benches down there. Lopetegui obviously still looking to motivate his shout with this ball. It'll be an in-swinging corner. 5 Barca players, 6 in the area now. But it's played in towards the 6-yard box, cleared out to that far side. Dembele turns, keeps possession, does well, finds Arturo Vidal, and immediately Barca launch the ball forward.
Well, I had sympathy for him on his first attempt. He was unlucky on that one. He was denied by fantastic goalkeeping, but he has to score there. I'm not so sure, he's got no conviction there when he takes that. He just prods it towards goal and hopefully towards the far post. I'm not even entirely sure it's an attempt at goal. I think it's just forcing it back across goal, maybe for a tip right through that ball with so much power to make sure.
He's done ever so well as the 23-year-old former Gremio man. That is a free kick, though. No doubts about that. It's the foul on Lionel Messi that produces that, and indeed the first yellow card of the game.
And it's a clear yellow card, isn't it, Reguilón? He's gesturing towards the referee that Messi makes a meal of it, that there was no foul there. Nolito was sticking up for his teammate, but I'm afraid they were both completely wrong. It was a clear foul.
Certainly was. Sergio Reguilón, the 22-year-old who has been so impressive and does continue to be, of course, but certainly has his work cut out tonight, trying to stop that man there from causing havoc down Sevilla's left flank.
Vasilic might have his work cut out as well from Messi in this position. Guessing game. Is he going to go over, under, to the left, to the right?
We'll wait and see. Sevilla haven't lined anyone up lying down, which has happened in the past, to try and stop that. It's going to go over the wall and indeed over the crossbar from Messi. Maybe just a sighter from him, but trying to find that top near corner perhaps. Familiar look on the face of Ernesto Valverde.
It's not the game I thought it was going to be at the moment. I expected Sevilla to sit back in numbers and look to try and play counter-attacking football, but it's Barcelona who are counter-attacking more than Sevilla at the moment.
Dembele turns, plays it through to Messi, and it's a sliding challenge, and a good sliding challenge from Diego Carlos that just stops the Argentinian in his tracks. But Messi finally moving across from this right-hand side and looking for those darting runs into the box. Corner taken short. Dembele goes back. 5 Barca players in the area. Should a cross come in. Heavy touch though. Oliver Torres thought against Valencia.
Yep, 2 against Valencia were good, weren't they? And the Getafe one was a good finish as well. So he's in form in and around the penalty area, and they'll forgive him his mistakes that he makes. He loses possession. He's been taught already in the short spell he's had at the club.
Messi out wide to Semedo.
And if he couldn't play the ball out the back, if he couldn't pass the ball, they wouldn't have bought him in the first place. So I'm assuming he can do that part of the game.
That piece of skill, drawing a man, was the player to drop out of the squad. Now Carrizo joins Sergio Reguilón in the referee's notebook, and it is another opportunity for Messi in a very similar place to where he had a free kick earlier in the encounter.
It wouldn't be unusual, would it, for him to have had a little practice run and then to put the next one in the top corner.
Slightly closer perhaps, but a very good angle. Space to lift the ball up and over the wall. And he does, and he goes for the same spot, and it's a very similar result. Over the crossbar and behind.
He's gone for the very same technique. A difficult skill, which one, of course, we've seen pull off on numerous occasions.
Now, Frenkie de Jong looking to pull away defenders. Dembele almost running into traffic. Messi came across and helped him out, recovers.
Right thing, we know he's had issues at Barcelona since he's been there, but we forget he's still such a...
Catches so many teams out. Todibo, good sidestep there to take him away from Luuk de Jong. Here's Frenkie de Jong. Messi. Sevilla playing with that really close back four. Barca's wingers now allowed a bit more space. Messi trying to play it through, looking for Dembele. Caught the ball, bounced it, played it straight out. Now Messi buys himself some space and then plays a wonderful ball through the line. Dembele looks up, but he'd just gone too early according to the line.
Against Barcelona.
We just saw Julen Lopetegui there. I mentioned earlier his last game in charge of Madrid was here when Los Blancos were beaten 5-1 by Barca last October. He must be having a slight touch of deja vu, Terry, at the moment.
He wouldn't have been thinking too much about that game, but possibly is now.
Messi drops back, does well, receives applause, marked and found in space. Time to have a look up here. Messi, Fernando closes him down, but he tries to pick out the run of Dembele, but he's up by the Barca head coach. Ball whipped across. Messi will be able to keep it in on this near side. Turns to face Reguilón and then produces the ball in, looking for the run of Luis Suarez. Over Torres, now Frenkie de Jong. Into the feet of Messi, who looked to turn. Sergio Roberto will...
concede anywhere near as many as Barcelona.
Certainly if they do... I was going to say hold on, it's 3-0, but if they do maintain this scoreline or even build on it and do claim all three. Frenkie de Jong with the touch.
Joan Jordan has come in for Oliver Torres.
Opts to play that one long. Had time and space in the first half to play a lot of balls out, but that's well controlled by Messi. Dembele on the run. Has 3 players alongside him here, but that's really good defending from Diego. Sevilla, Vidal with the knockdown. Messi brings it under control, just brings a little bit of calm to proceedings here, and Barca across the halfway line. Dembele, as you mentioned in the first half, Terry, Sevilla keeping that narrow back four, and Dembele with a bit of space over here if they do provide that diagonal pass for him.
And the problem for Sevilla is when teams do normally defend with a narrow back forward, the midfield
to the left flank, looking to supply the pass in, but it's thumped away in a smart turn there. Messi just trying to turn.
That's a close offside because it's so close to the halfway line. You can see as the ball is cleared just inside the attacking half of the pitch.
In swinger, Vatslik stays on his line, headed away out to the edge of the area. Messi with the flick down the line, but it's too far. Luis Suarez. Certainly have.
3 players have started warming up for Sevilla: Chicharito, and for Barca, Busquets and Rakitic.
Thanks for that, Amy. So Changes perhaps on the cards for Barca. Maybe at 3-0, Ernesto Valverde can start thinking about resting legs or just trying out other players.
That's what Zidane thought yesterday. Beside the game, it should be over for Barcelona, but it isn't. But the players we're talking about that are warming up.
Sergio Roberto. Luis Suarez pointing forward, but he won't receive it. Instead, Messi lays it off to Vidal. Calling for it once again, the number 10. Artur. Dembele. Semedo not quite on the overlap, but does receive it. Back it goes to Artur, and at this moment, Barca allowed time and space just to lay the ball around. No real pressure actually going on to the man in possession. Here's Semedo, time to almost miscontrol and regather.
It would certainly be very early, wouldn't it, for Lopetegui to bring his last sub on. Chicharito warming up on the bench. Which may it seem, in that position there, where the defender is a yard or so off of him, he should be doing better than striking that, blazing that high over the crossbar.
Messi went to ground there in midfield, no real appearance to Inter in midweek. So as we've seen, Nelson Semedo having to deputise tonight. Here's Messi beginning one of those familiar runs, round one, round two, to a diagonal area, and it's a fantastic save from Thomas Vaclik that denies Messi one of those fantastic goals, Terry.
Yep, it's such a familiar run, isn't it? He feints, he kicks on to shoot 3 or 4 times in this, what can only be described as a mazy dribble. Attracts defenders towards him. At the same time, he's always got an eye out for a teammate who might be attempt towards the far post, and an excellent save from Thomas Vaclik. Vidal and Artur link up well, and Messi gets the ball here. So many defenders to take on. They're retreating, backing off towards goal. Jourdain is from Mounier, and you can see here the touches don't get away from Lionel Messi. Jourdain here on the edge of the box, not sure whether he can concede the
3-0 ahead with 29 minutes, 28 minutes of the game remaining at the moment. Artur.
You've got Ansu Fati, who the supporters would love to see on the pitch. You're winning 3-0. You are in control. It isn't done and dusted yet. So I think it's just a situation. See, Valverde was a serious man that's always concentrating.
Messi was trying to set off along the edge of the area. Eva Banega, compatriot, stopping him. Played out wide to the far side. Luis Suarez trying to jink his way into the box. A foul committed by the like Chicharito. A fox in the box.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is, and he would have taken one of those chances that have come the way of Luke de Jong this evening.
Here's Dembele. Come in. Forward come Jean-Claire Todibo and Gerard Piqué. It will be a short corner. Dembele to Messi. Back to Dembele, to Arturo Vidal as he walked off. There was Antoine Griezmann. Both sides do have one change left to make in this game, and they have Antoine Griezmann. But here's Messi into the area for Luis Suarez, and that's clever defending, just to do enough to put off the Barca number 9. I was going to point out with the change, we've got Ansu Fati, the youngster that everyone who's seen Barca this season knows all about, but also on the bench, the 20-year-old Uruguay under-20 international, Sergio Roberto, into Messi. Busquets back. There's a past few games, he's had a couple of long-range cracks. Didn't take one on there. I thought he was going to line one up as Rakitic lays it across to Sergio Roberto. Frenkie de Jong thought about back-heeling it back to Messi, turns, plays it to the Argentinian. Luis Suarez then looking for the return from Messi. Rakitic just calm as you like, brought that ball under control, got it out from under his feet, found Messi, who just puts on the afterburners, moves away from his man. Luis Suarez can't get away from Jesus Navas, and Vaclik just clears it. I was going to say to safety, almost kept in by the backtracking Navas, but it's always impressive to see how...
Had 10 corners tonight, so it tells you the amount of attacking they've done at 3-0 down.
They're doing some more attacking now. So the third try perhaps coming up for Messi. 2 in the first half that flew off target, just aiming for that top near corner of the net, but Luis Suarez deep in conversation. He's walking away from it now, Suarez. I thought he was going to say to his old mate,
No chance.
I'll take that.
He's always there and thereabouts, giving advice to Messi. I'm not sure he needs it from Luis Suarez, but he's certainly always on hand to offer his services if Messi doesn't fancy taking on the attempt. But it never works, though.
Messi up and over the wall. Oh, this time he does get it right, and it's a wonderful strike. Thomas Vaclik tried to get across, but was just unable to keep it out, and that is his 37th goal against Sevilla, and his record just goes on, and it's 4-0 to Barcelona.
But I think what we've seen tonight from Messi is an indication of a player that's almost having his pre-season in La Liga, where he's had no pre-season preparations whatsoever, no pre-season training, no pre-season games. He's doing it in the thick of the action. And what we've seen tonight, this is his third attempt from a similar range, a similar angle. And this attempt, he gets exactly spot on. You can see the player that Sevilla line up on the wall there, that lays underneath the wall. But he goes over the wall yet again. And the accuracy is there this time, sufficient power to beat the goalkeeper. And he's delighted to be off the mark again.
So that is the tale of the tape.
You can see defenders getting back. Carrizo gets back onto the goal line. There's a Sevilla player, I think it's Munir, who lays on the floor underneath the wall. Vaclik is probably thinking to beat Carrizo, gets back on the goal line as well.
Here's Busquets. Got a feeling Barca aren't about to take their foot off the pedal here. Luis Suarez wide to that far side. Messi. Dembele coming short. Nelson Semedo decides just to stay back. If a central defender passed you as a striker in your playing days, you said, "Oi, what are you up to?"
And in fairness to Piqué, he knows now Busquets is on. The Busquets will fill in for him.
Rakitic.
With a 2-point gap between rounds.
Away against Mallorca. They have back-to-back away games. A trip to Somos and then to Barcelona here. Ball played out. But of course, both clubs in between those two games, the game when we come back and the Clásico, there is the Champions League as another shot comes in. Vaclik, on that occasion, equal to Messi's effort. Low down to the keepers. To the right-hand side, Rakitic into the feet of Messi. Sevilla with all 10 players back, and there's a glorious ball for Luis Suarez into the area. First time, Vaclik with the...
I believe Dembele also got a red card.
It's Barcelona can't play the sympathy vote because it's a young player making his debut. He's just come on. When it is the last player and Piqué makes a slight mistake, it's complacent defense.
Frenkie de Jong. Now Lionel Messi brings it under control, rides one tackle. Sevilla dropping back. Messi going forward, plays it forward and out wide rather, and then looking for that.
And Barcelona still looking to score the next goal in the game.
So Messi takes that free kick, clipped out wide.
Their performance wasn't rewarded, Sevilla. I hope they don't get too despondent. It's been a good start to the season, but Barcelona is a much-needed victory to close the gap on them and Real Madrid.
So Budweiser voting